Hi readers! Welcome to Fairy Tale and Fiction Fridays with Miss Stacy. Today's story is Cinderella and Her Friends, a book about kindness, written and illustrated by the Walt Disney Company. Once upon a time, there lived a pretty girl named Cinderella. Cinderella lived in a big old house where she had to do all the chores. It was a lot of hard work, but Cinderella had her animal friends to keep her company. She was so good, kind, and gentle that even the mice were not afraid of her. In fact, the mice came to her for help when they were in trouble. One day, a little mouse named Jock scampered up to Cinderella. "Loonow's got gin a rat flap," he stammered excitedly. Cinderella knew what he meant, that a new mouse was caught in the rat trap. Cinderella ran to rescue the mouse. She lifted him gently out of the trap. Cinderella called the mouse Gus. She gave him a tiny sweater and tiny shoes and a tiny cap to wear. She warned him about Lucifer, the mean cat. Cinderella didn't like Lucifer, but she was kind to him anyway. She even patted his head when she gave him his breakfast. Bruno the dog didn't like Lucifer, and he had plenty of good reasons. When Lucifer wasn't eating out of Bruno's dish, or chasing the mice, or scaring the chickens, he was getting Bruno in trouble. Cinderella warned Bruno not to chase Lucifer. "We should all try to get along together," she said. "Remember, if you're angry, you can always just walk away." Her gentle voice and good advice soothed the angry dog. Cinderella stepped outside to feed the chickens. She sang as she scattered the corn. The mice came to gather stray kernels and to join in the song. Then Cinderella went to the barn to feed the old horse. "I don't know why you bother with an old workhorse like me," the horse whinnied. Cinderella brushed his coat and combed his mane. "An old workhorse? Why, just look at yourself," she said, holding up the shiny bucket. The horse saw his reflection. His chest swelled with pride. "Thank you for caring about me, Cinderella. You're a kind friend." Later that day, a letter from the king arrived. It said, "Tonight at the palace there will be a ball. In honor of His Highness the Prince, by royal command, all unmarried young ladies in the kingdom are asked to attend." Cinderella could hardly believe it. A ball at the palace for the prince! It was a dream come true. She ran upstairs to get out her best dress. It was plain and old-fashioned, but with a ribbon here and a piece of lace there, it would look fine. Yet Cinderella would not have time to fix it up until all her work was done. Cinderella worked harder than she ever had before, but each time she turned around, there was more to do. She had to do the laundry, wash the windows, clean the chimneys, and on it went. Cinderella's animal friends saw what was happening. Jock called them all together and said, "Cinderella always kind to us. Now we be kind to her." The other animals agreed, and they came up with a plan. Cinderella tried her best to get all the work done. All the while, she wondered where her animal friends were. She missed their cheerful songs and chatter. Cinderella was too busy to see that they were all around her, gathering scraps of ribbon, beads, and lace, and running from Lucifer. Finally, Cinderella finished all her chores, but it was already time to leave for the ball, and she hadn't even started to fix her dress. After all that work, it was hopeless. She'd never be able to go to the ball. Cinderella ran up to her room. She went straight to her window and gazed longingly toward the palace. Suddenly, a tiny voice called, "Look, Cinderella!" Cinderella turned around. "Surprise!" sang a chorus of Cinderella's friends. While Cinderella had been busy, her friends had fixed up her dress with a pretty sash, ribbons, and bows. They had stitched and sewn and finished just in time. "My dress!" Cinderella gasped. "It's beautiful!" "We knew you wouldn't have time to fix it yourself," said a bird. "We want to help," Gus said shyly. "Try on," Jack urged. Cinderella put on her dress. It was so pretty she hardly recognized it. "What kind friends I have!" Cinderella exclaimed. "That's because you're such a kind friend to us," the animals replied. Now Cinderella was really ready to go to the ball and dance with the handsome prince. The end. What a wonderful book about kindness. Can you name the kind things that Cinderella did for the animals? What kind act did the animals do for Cinderella? Why do you think it's important to be kind to others? Talk about these questions with your parent. Thanks for joining me on Fairy Tale and Fiction Friday. See you next Friday for another fairy tale or fiction read aloud. Have a magical day.